Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead. So this is going to be from the 10th to the 17th of February 2025. Happy Valentine's Day. So like the video and comment. I'm sorry I didn't do last week, but I've just been busy. I've had a lot going on. If you want to book a read, the website is updated. You've got specific love and career questions, love audio, career audio, deep coaching, face-to-face, everything is up there. So if you want to book a read, check it out in the comment section or underneath the video. So like the video and comment, okay? I like to see your comments, okay? So it's going to be very interesting this week. I think Gemini's done, right? I just think there's a way of life, like there's people and you are just done. And you're also done with your own self-sabotage and your own BS. So I do think Geminis this week are coming to clarity about things that they need to heal, cords that they need to cut, people that they need to get out their life. I think Geminis, for the last 3 years, for some of years, you had the Three of Swords. So this is a person who's been in deep grief. They've had a lot of pain, a lot of trauma. So I would say for Geminis that you're starting to take your healing seriously. That's what I'm seeing here. So a message for Geminis this week is that you're starting to understand that frequency is everything, energy is everything. And if you're carrying trauma, if you're carrying fear, if you're in low frequency, this can manifest in a lot of the life that you don't want. I do think some Geminis are really coming back to the power. Some of you are really coming back to your power because there's been a lot of betrayal. I also get that there's been weaving against your destiny. So we've talked about this with Gemini, where Geminis are as above, so below. So you work for God, right? So the devil will relentlessly attack a Gemini because you rule the magician and it's as above, so below. So the message here is that, yes, some of yours, the kind of pain you've been through, the conflict, the trials, or the pain or conflict you are going through, and the people moving against you, it's part of the devil trying to stop your destiny, trying to stop your dreams, your gifts, all of your divine union, all of this. It really is. Right, okay? So I do not despair. I think what's important for Geminis this week is to be balanced, to be cautious, because there is certain people who are trying to do stuff. There's a lot of demons out here. And they're audacious. I had something this week where this person was just like, I was just like, wow. But I think Gemini used to have bad reactions, but now we just see it for what it is. Like, that's not a human being, it's a demon. That looks like a human being, right? Your whole approach is totally different. What you need to be aware of is learning your lessons. So this time around, don't react the same way you did last time. It's a time to learn your lessons and react differently. But I think it's amazing. I think some Geminis, there's people in your world you need to cut the cords with. Like, they're not genuine, you don't trust them. And I mean an environment. Like, this isn't just even certain people, this is a place. This is, it's the poverty people, it's the NPCs. Like, you're cutting cords with these lower frequency people, and you just want to focus on your own world. You want to focus on your healing, you want to focus on your happiness. Okay, but you need to be balanced this week, and you need to do the right thing. And if you're having problems with people, watch how you respond to these people, because they want you to walk into the trap that they're setting for you. The Tower. So some of you right now, I mean, this can be feeling triggered, this can be trauma coming up. See the way the woman is lifting the knife, so this woman wants to react. This can be a person who's having violent urges, bad reactions. That's the message here, to watch your reactions, because with the Tower, some of you might feel like in a really, really difficult situation this week. The Tower is where something happens unexpectedly, or somebody attacks us, or something comes out of the blue, and you've got to be careful with your reactions. Now, some of you, this Tower is where your life came apart. That's what this is about, okay? So the Tower is where our life comes apart. But again, it's all your destiny, the enemies, the challenges, the test. It's all part of your destiny, right? Justice. Okay, I'm also getting that people who attacked you and put the Tower in your life, and they attacked you relentlessly and did a lot of shit behind the scenes, are about to get the karma. I do think for some Geminis, like you're ready. But you're also taking responsibility. You know, you're also taking responsibility. It's like, okay, right. the people I allow in my life, the job that I do, the value I allow myself to get is on me. I feel like Geminis were kind of like moaning a bit, brooding a bit, reacting badly. But I think now you're coming from a much more logical, balanced place, which is more like a Libra. So you're more like a Libra now, where you can kind of see how you've ended up where you've ended up, and kind of some choices you've made, and some ignorance and some bad reactions. What is the energy that Gemini is in this week, please? The Seven of Cups. So some of you need to be careful because you might be in this energy this week. So the Tower can be somebody who is feeling quite aggressive. They might be having bad reactions. Be careful because the Tower can be a breakdown. The Seven of Cups can be someone who's using alcohol, drugs, numbing themselves, checking out. Some of you, it's time to get balanced in your life. That's the message here. Now, some of you are dealing with a masculine. I'm getting a strong Cancer. Some of you who are dealing with the Cancer or certain family, cords need to be cut. I'm also getting a place you were born in. The cords need to be cut. Okay, because what I'm getting is the place that you were born in has got a lot of trauma, it's got a lot of memories, and so your body can't heal. So that's a message here. Like, some of you need to, if you're dealing with a Cancer, be careful, because I think you need to cut the cords with this Cancer, because the Wheel of Fortune came out and these people were pulling cords. So some of you need to go to somebody who does Reiki, cord cutting, this type of stuff. But this is bigger than that. You need to look at the people around you. You need to look at your choices. So the Seven of Cups is a person who's in the shadow and they're making bad choices. Now there's people in the shadows who are trying to deceive you, and your job is to be smart and intelligent. But some of you, as I'm telling you, Gemini, you've got to do the shadow work, you've got to do the cord cutting, you've got to do the energy work, you've got to be careful with your choices, you've got to learn your lessons. Yeah, Knight of Wands with the Six of Cups. Some of you are dealing with some fuckboys, so the Knight of Wands is just some fuckboys, some hookup. I would say for Gemini women right now, if you're in a destructive mindset, be careful, because you might be about to go into your next big mistake. If you're in a place right now where you're kind of disorientated and confused, you need to be careful, because justice is about, there's going to be consequences for your actions down the road. Some of you need to look at your choices that have led to your current life, which is your choices have led to consequences to the current reality, financially, emotionally, etc. Some Geminis are in a really bad way. You've got the Five of Cups, you've got the Seven of Cups. Some of you are using drugs, you're using alcohol. Some of you are feeling, you're brooding in your anger, your rage, you know. Some of you are feeling paranoid, you're feeling observed. You need to pull yourself into balance, Gemini, and it's time not to give a fuck about people. Like, who the fuck are they? Don't know you, don't owe you. Like, you know, it's time to cut cords with people. Motherfuckers you don't trust, get them out. Goodbye. Stop making concessions. Be reasonable as much as you can, but stop breaking your back for dickheads. The devil. I do think, I'm going to be honest with you, some of you are in some kind of devil. So what I would say here is, this could be emotionally. Some of you, the devil could be playing you, using an addiction to destroy you, or they could be using a masculine, or they could be using something. There's definitely something going on. I'm also getting someone who's doing energy work or black magic. Definitely. Because temperance is where, see the way this person is altering? That's what I'm getting here. I also get somebody who's trying to destroy your destiny, or they're trying to destroy your divine union. And I'm always careful to say about this, but it's true. But again, it's all about, you're giving power to something. So some of you are giving power to an addiction, you're giving power to a divine masculine, you're giving power to the enemies. And what you give power to will destroy you. Where focus goes, energy flows. So I've been watching, you know, some of the black witches and that's what they said. Basically, it has no power if you don't give power to it, if you simply do not believe. And these are people who've done this. They've done all this cord weaving and destiny manipulation. But I think Geminis need to get back in the real world. You need to stop worrying about who's working in the shadows. You need to correct your own behaviour. There's always going to be darkness. There's always going to be enemies. There's always going to be, you've seen it, there's a lot of demons out here. Some of you, it's time to leave an environment. For the Gemini man, you might be dealing with the demonic feminine. So the message here is all about the temptations of the devil. in a masculine that's sent to distract you, in an environment that's full of trauma, in people who present themselves as human, but they're really demonic. This is your friends, this is the people around you, like really, you know, and I'm not saying, I think some Geminis, some of you are in this where you're feeling like really pressed and you need that help. But I think for some Geminis, you're on the other side of it. You was attacked relentlessly by the devil. I think right now this is ideas. So you're kind of exploring ideas, and the message here is to keep it in the dark, to keep it in the quiet. Right, so this is about not sharing with certain people, because some of you have noticed that every time you seem to share certain information with certain people, it tends to never work out, probably because they're doing all kinds. So be careful with your friends, because your friends aren't always your friends. You know, and I'm not saying be paranoid, but I'm saying like if you get that sense about certain people, trust your judgment, do not go against your better judgment. But in general, there's two Geminis. One is going through a dark night of the soul. One is in the tower, they're feeling rage, they're feeling anger. You could want to get revenge, okay? Some of you might be in something destructive or you're self-sabotaging and you're like, you need to balance yourself. That's the message here, because you've got justice and you've got temperance, okay? So this is a strong message. Both of these cards represent balance. Some of you just refuse to walk away. It's also about giving up on grudges and bitterness, and also knowing that the people who've moved against you, or the people who are moving against you, they're going to get the karma, Gemini. They're going to get the karma, because you've got to understand that the devil is attacking you relentlessly because your mission is tied to God. So when the devil attacks you, even if it's in a human form, someone presented as human but they're really demonic, they're not attacking you, they're attacking God. There will be correction. There will be retribution. Your job is to act right. Now, moving back to your behaviour, there's a strong indication of a person who's checked out, fallen apart, struggling to deal with certain things within them, struggling to deal with the real world, could be dissonant, could be checking out. The message here this week is to deal with the problem. Stop running away and deal with your problems, okay? And when it comes to people who are moving against you, acting unjust, doing nasty shit, you've got to deal with them intelligently. Okay? So the good stuff this week for Gemini is what? That the divine is coming in with a new opportunity. Okay? Now, some of you, the Four of Cups is a person who's just kind of deflated. You know, this person's kind of sitting there and they're like, what is the point? I'm so sick of this. But the message here with the cup is that there's something coming in. Okay? Some of you, there's new clients, new people, new opportunities. Some of you are sitting on a gold mine of ideas, Gemini. For the Gemini man, if you've been betrayed by some demonic feminine, because that's what this is, there's better coming in for you. Like some of you, that's what you've got to understand, that what's been taken from you, what the devil has been able to manipulate, there's far better coming. Like you don't even understand. You've got to let it fall. This old life, these old connections, this old self, you've got to let it fall, because what's coming is far better than anything you ever had before. You've got to trust, Gemini. That's what I'm getting. The devil is able to really play on you because you're in that low frequency. You need to raise your motherfucking frequency. Okay? Again, balance is coming up here. Now, this is the Witch's deck, okay? So this is called Ask the Witch. For those who are dabbling in dark methods, there could be karma for you. So if you're a Gemini and you're doing all things in the shadow and you're sending out nasty energy and you're doing your own darkness, well, just remember everything we do comes back. The energy we send out comes back. If we're in jealousy, if we're in hatred, if we, wish people well, because what you're sending out, you're going to get back. Okay? But they're also saying what you're focused on, what you're doing every day is going to have consequences. So it's about acting right, doing the right things, because then there'll be good outcomes, right? I also heard love coming in for some of you. So some of you, I'm not going to lie, you're a fucking mess. You're an absolute mess. Now, sometimes what happens is if we're betrayed a lot and a lot of darkness moves against us, we end up becoming the betrayer. We end up becoming the darkness that was done to us. That's what you've got to be careful with. That's what the devil wants. So when we've encountered certain things, we end up then becoming that thing, right? So the message here is don't do that. Don't give the devil its win. Pull yourself back into balance. Get on top of your addictions. Take back your destiny. Cut the cords. Any motherfucker who you even feel the moving a little bit mad, goodbye. Ain't playing with that. Okay, like Geminis, you don't need, but also don't be so paranoid that you're pushing away decent, genuine people. Because some Geminis, you've got decent, genuine, who really love you. Don't push those people away out of some irrational fear or some old paranoia or old betrayal. I think for the Geminis, because I'm getting two Geminis here, I'm getting one who's falling apart, one who's not handling things correctly, one who's having bad reactions, all that type of stuff. You've got to heal. You've got to understand that a lot of your choices are coming from trauma bonds and they're coming from fear, they're coming from bad reactions. You've got to heal, right? But for some of you, I'm telling you, you're on the other side, like justice is coming. So you were relentlessly attacked, some of you, by a Capricorn woman. So the devil rules Capricorn, and you were attacked by somebody who was working in the shadows. So this person came in to attack your business or attack your relationship or block your relationship or stop your money or something like that. And now it's all going to go back to her. So that's what happens. Even this Black Witch who I was listening to, he said that he was like, we pay down the, but most people will do it. So there's something about someone who's attacked you or they've done something bad to you, or there could be someone doing that now, but it's all about knowing that you've got to be careful in your reactions. But for some of you Geminis, you're on the other side, but you've got to be willing to be smart, learn your lessons. 10 of Cups. I heard love as well. It's a time to lean on people. See the way it's two women. It's a time to lean on your good women. It's a time to support women. It's a time to put out the energy that you want to bring back. If love is what you want to bring back, then be love. If truth is what you want, then be truth, right? 10 of Cups. But I'm also getting that Gemini is just thinking bigger. You're willing to trust. Like some of you thought you really wanted something, but you're starting to see you don't now. You're changing. I think that's the message here for some Geminis, like you're changing. What you was brooding over, what you was angry over, what you was, all of these things, you're not doing that anymore. Okay? You're starting to see that actually what these people have done to you is a blessing. And that it's all part of your lessons, your destiny, your contracts, right? Some of the love contracts, some of the enemies that have came in, it's all part of your contracts on this earth to learn your destiny. But also, I think some people, for some Geminis in this, you've been so badly attacked, you've been so badly betrayed, but now it's just almost funny. They keep trying to come back and they keep trying to do it, and it's just like, oh, there you are again. It's funny. People are trying to sit there telling you how you need them, and it's like, are you taking some? I think a lot of people are these days. The delusionality, the insanity is crazy, right? But on a serious note, the message for Geminis is it's time to balance yourself out. It's time to cut cords. It's time to get around people who are community-based. You're feeding into them, they're feeding into you. You support them, they're genuine, you're genuine. It's time to get away from the devil. But I'm also getting that for some of you Geminis, people you've slept with. I heard possession. So for the Gemini man and the Gemini woman who are feeling really out of sorts, I'm getting that you slept with someone. For the Gemini man, it was a Capricorn. This could also be a woman who's the type of woman who she can't lose, she can't be rejected. So then she starts doing all kinds of things in the background. This can be sabotaging your reputation. It can be stopping you seeing your kids. It doesn't always have to be dark work. But this is someone who's low class. This is a message with Gemini. Get away from people who are low class. There's a lot of people out here who are just real. They lack all character, honour, class, integrity. And your job is to get the fuck away from that. Okay? To get around people who don't move like that. Because for the Geminis who start to act right, and some of you, you're in those environments, in other words, these cheap, classless people are all around you. That's why it's time to start thinking of a community, a place where there's good energy, good community, good people. Not everyone in the world is looking to get one up or use people or pull people down. I feel like this matrix attracts a lot of fucking creeps, and that's what this is. See the way you've got the woman and she's demonic, right? That's the message here, that a lot of these human beings are being used for the demonic. They may look human, but their behaviour on a day-to-day is demonic, right? But you're also being told that There's some things you're not meant to fight, Gemini. You can get revenge if you want, but if you let God do it, you'll do it better. Okay? Now, I'm not saying if there's... what they're saying is you can take care of people, but learn your lessons. Be careful with your reactions. Be careful with what you say. Be careful with how you handle situations. No one's saying don't take care of business or deal with people who do bad shit, but do it smartly. Okay? But I actually get really, really good stuff here. Geminis are moving back into balance. You're getting rid of a lot of people out of your life. You are being honest with yourself that you have to take some accountability. Some of it's part of your destiny and your lessons, and it's unavoidable. That's what the Justice card is. But some of it is to do with your own lack of accountability, your own lack of will to do the work, okay? The Fool. Okay, so the Fool is someone who just keeps leaping into things. They keep going from relationship to relationship. They keep going from idea to idea, job to job. That's the message here. Like, it's time to get solid. It's time to find your people. It's time to find your place. It's time to create a new world is what I'm getting. It's time to stop flitting from thing to thing and dedicate yourself to something and get solid in it. It's time to start thinking about the life that you want, the relationship that you want, the person you want to represent in this world, no matter what the devil does. The devil's going to attack you regardless, so you might as well stand for something. You know what they say, he who stands for nothing falls for everything. I think it's a message that Gemini needs to stand for something, and whoever you fuck off, whoever's got a problem, whoever wants to move against you, no problem, let's go. Let's do it. Right? So I think for Geminis, it's all about really thinking about now. Forget about the past, obviously, learn your lessons from the past, get inspired by the future, and in the present decide, okay, forget all what's been, the betrayals, the losses, my stupidity, all of this. What do I want now? Right, who do I want to be? Is this the environment I want to be in? Are these the people I want to be around? Is this the job I want to be in? Is this the version of me I want to be? And if the answer's no, then you've got to start thinking about the people you want to be around, the environment you want to be in, the money you want to have, and the version you want to be. And all your energy needs to go into that direction. Now, some years, like I said, you did the right thing. You were simply attacked, similar to myself, because you are a woman of truth, or you are a man of truth, and you were attacked relentlessly because they want you gone. If you're someone who's going to have influence in a lot of people's lives, the devil wants you done. He doesn't want you around, right? Because you're someone who's going to influence a lot of lives. So some years it was just purely karmic, contractual, part of your destiny. You needed the lessons, you needed the betrayals, you needed to see yourself and how you react to pressure and people and circumstances. But you're actually being told that things are moving in a good direction, but you also need to make sure that you're aware, you're being smart, you're acting right, okay? King of Wands. So some of you might have a new man coming your way as well. Because with the Ten of Cups, this could be Valentine's, but I just think Geminis need to know the value. That's it. And you need to stop being scared of your enemies and scared of the devil. You want to fuck with me? Fuck with me. Do it. Do it. But we're not going to be out here with our mouth. We're going to move smart. We're going to do things accordingly, But they're also saying when you're dealing with the devil, he can attack you because you're in low frequency. That's why it's important to cut cords, do energy work. Some of you need to do energy clearing, the men as much as the women. Because some of you, the intimate partners that you've been intimate with, they've put a lot of bad energy inside you. Some of them have took possession. So for those Geminis who are struggling to let a person go, it's because they've took possession. There's a cord, an energetic cord, right? And you need to go and do cord cutting. Some of you need to do a karma cleanse. Some of you need to do energy work. So you need to raise your frequency. And I'm going to be honest with you, some of you need to change your whole motherfucking life. In other words, it is not going to change until you do. In other words, until you choose a new community, a new country, a new city. Okay? Until you are willing to take a new direction, until you're willing to do the work in you, it's just going to go from bad to worse. But this is a really good sign. I think the universe is supporting you. And the divine definitely is, because that's a divine cup. So even though you've been disappointed, like I said, some of you have been left with naught, and some of you have been absolutely destroyed. The Tower is trauma, this is loss, this is betrayal, this is all the things. But the message here with the cup is that there's something coming in. And at the end of the day, it's as Steve Jobs said, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking back. Sometimes we don't understand why certain people do what they do, or why we experience certain things, or why we lose certain things, but down the road we get to see why. It's all destiny. You need to boss up, Gemini. You need to boss up. Stop brooding, that's what your enemies want. Stop focused on little frequent, like they don't matter. There's people who, I think that Gemini is like, people get obsessed with Gemini. And when people can't have access to you, or they can't control you, they become like obsessive. And it's like, bitch, get away from me. You want people who are balanced, you want people who are normal, you want people who, you know. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles is, did you see that? So some of you need to deal with your money, but some of you need to deal with energy blocks. So some of you have got blocks in your root chakra, you've got blocks in your, I'd say your solar plexus and your crown chakra. So you might be feeling a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. Some of you might be feeling powerless. Some of you might not be able to see past your current experience. And that's because you've got blocks in these areas. So a message for Geminis this week is it's time to start doing the work. The healing, the clearing, the cleansing, the reviewing, the cutting, you know, getting people out. And also yourselves as well. Right? 6 of Wands with the 9 of Swords. Some of you are definitely dealing with the typical fuckboy. Some of you could be waiting for someone to come back. The 9 of Swords is someone who's quite tortured. This can be quite bad for some Geminis, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, there's some cards in this deck that as a behavioural coach, it's very concerning. And I feel like I can't speak, and it's because the solar plexus and the womb. You're going to keep having problems until you start understanding that if you try to fix your problems in the 3D, you're going to keep hitting a wall. If you start to fix your mind, if you start to fix your energy, if you start to raise your frequency, this is where focus goes, energy flows, the people. But some of you, it's the people around you. You're just living in a parasolitic, demonic city, country, lots of low frequency, lots of trauma, lots of people, and you're not going to get nowhere in that. Geminis, you're going to have to boss up. You're going to have to, like, you ain't got time to whine and sit in your emotions and your anxiety. You've got to see what the divine is trying to show you. Some of you refuse to change yourself. You're allowing something to destabilize you. I think some of you are just living through your trauma. You're living through anger. You're living through fear. You're not standing up and being the Queen of Swords or the King of Swords. Like, Geminis are very powerful people. A fucking army could move against you and you'd still win. But if you're not acting in your power and your intelligence, you're done, right? You know? So, I do believe that some of you are being relentlessly attacked. This can be, like I said, the people around you. There's just a lot of it now. Like, people are fucking unhinged. But I think that this is really about putting yourself in a good environment, a good job, getting yourself into a higher frequency. Because if you're thinking in those lower frequencies, you're going to manifest what you put out, you bring in. So this is a week to start getting inspired. Like I said, learn your lessons from the past. Think about what you want in the present and get inspired by the future. They're able to manipulate your destiny so much, your emotions, or control you, or keep you down, because you're not dominating, Gemini. You're also not. Some of you went through a hard childhood. This is coming up here. Okay, some of you might have lost friends, family, like to actual death. The Tower is a person who's being destroyed. The Tower is also a person who's nervous breakdown, trauma. There's so many things here. So I would say for the Geminis who are feeling unstable, be very, very careful this week, because this is a week where you could end up in some very bad circumstances. Okay, you got to be careful with your reactions. Definitely some of you, there's definitely someone working in the shadows and doing bad shit in your life. If you're feeling really anxious, really out of sorts, you need to look at why. Where's this coming? Is this coming from me? Right? You need to move into high frequency. You need to eat the right food. You need to meditate. You need to, you know. But some of you need to go to war. And what I mean by this is, like, you need to take your destiny back. You need to take yourself back. You need to start getting motherfuckers out of your life. You need to start knowing who the fuck you are, which is a boss. And these bitches can go fucking dive, like, you know, You don't need them, Gemini. Like, you don't need no cheap man, you don't need no cheap friends. You want real people around you, right? And the divine is trying to give you them. The question is, are you going to take it? Right, and the goal here is to not fight. They're telling you not to fight. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to come with your mouth, right? This is really about just knowing what you deserve, knowing your value, knowing what you're worth, and like I said, reflecting. Some of you keep putting your energy into the past, into trauma, you keep free falling, and then you're complaining why you are where you are. We've all done it, I understand. That's why we're saying instead of trying to fight it in the 3D, do the energy work, raise your frequency, get round good energy, start getting inspired by the future. If you keep living in the past, you're going to create it in the future. Forget the past. But I would also say here, there's a strong message that karma is about to be corrected. So some Geminis are sitting there going, I feel different. And it's because was attacked relentlessly and you was in a bad place, but these people who did this to you, it's going to reverse. Because that's the laws of fate, it's the laws of karma, what comes back. Okay? So some of you this week, stay balanced, watch your mental health, there's no point sitting there brooding or sitting in fear. You've got to sit down and come up with the pros and cons. You've got to figure out a situation. The calmer you can be, the more likely you're going to be able to correct a financial situation, an emotional situation, or some kind of challenge you're going through. When it comes to other people and their behaviour, it's about being careful how you respond to these people. And I'm also getting cord cutting. Okay, so this is where you cut cords with people. I feel like some Geminis are just done. That's the message, you're just done. And you're also starting to see all the devil and this demonic and what's happening to people. Remember we talked about how human beings are being used for the demonic. So we're seeing people every day who look human, but you can sense in the energy and the behaviour and just the way that they are that they're not. Right, Gemini, it's time to get around good rooms, good people. It's time to get yourself into a good place. It's time to, be smart. Be careful what you're sharing with people. Be careful who you're trusting. But I think it's an amazing week. For some years, it's a week of love. It's a week of putting your ideas into action. It's a week where things change. Something changes. It's like a switch. You go from all this negativity and heavy emotion to just feeling free. You go from all this hatred and resentment to knowing that, you know what, every bitch is going to get the day. Karma corrects us all. So I think it's amazing. If you want to book a read, it's in the description box below. There's amazing readings, and this is the time to do the cord cutting, to do the energy cleansing, to do the tarot reads, to get in the gym, to let's go, get out your fucking head, get out your emotions, get out your fears. Stop letting the world kick your ass, right, and start kicking back. That's the message this week, right? But do it smartly. Your past, you can't see it right now, but time will show you that it's all relative, that it's only going to help you to be a stronger and better and smarter version. But some of you are living in your trauma. You're kind of addicted to it. You're addicted to your victimhood, your trauma. You're addicted to the dark. It's time to step into the light and get rid of people who don't represent who you are now. They've shown themselves, Gemini. Say thank you. But some of you, if you want this new love or these new opportunities, it's time to update yourself, upgrade yourself, and clean your energy for the new. I'll speak to you soon.